My name is Commander of Feckless of the Corinthian Empire, and I have conquered 47 star systems without firing a single shot. Not because I am merciful, mind you, but because species tend to surrender the moment they see our fleet materialize in their skies. It is efficient, it is elegant, it is the Corinthian way. So, naturally, when High Command assigned me to incorporate the humans into our glorious empire, I expected nothing different. Just another primitive species, cowering before superior technology, begging for terms. Simple, clean, over by second moonrise. I was, as you might have guessed, catastrophically wrong. We dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of their solar system with all the usual fanfare. 300 warships, each one the size of a small moon, arranged in the talon of dominance formation. Our hulls gleamed with reactive armor that could deflect asteroids. Our weapon ports glowed with barely contained plasma. Every ship broadcast the Imperial anthem on all frequencies, a haunting melody that had made countless species weep and despair. "Scanning their home planet now, Commander," announced Sub-Commander Thrax, my second-in-command. His scales rippled with anticipation. "Initial readings show— Oh, my. What is it?" I leaned forward in my command throne, expecting tales of their pathetic defenses. "Sir, they have 9 billion individuals on a single planet, no population controls whatsoever. They are burning fossil fuels, Commander, like savages. Their atmosphere is actually damaged from industrial waste. They still use combustion engines in some regions. This is going to be easier than the Flinders Collective, and they surrendered before we even finished the opening hail." I allowed myself a satisfied rumble. "Excellent. What about their space presence?" "Minimal, sir. A few hundred satellites, one small station in orbit, some probes scattered around their system. Nothing that could even scratch our paint." Thrax paused, his ridges furrowing. "Wait, sir. I am detecting some vessels approaching our position. Battle formation." "Negative, sir. They appear to be civilian transports, maybe science vessels. They are hailing us on multiple frequencies." I settled back, allowing my ceremonial cloak to drape properly. Time for the traditional script. "Open a channel, visual and audio. Let them see what stands before them." The view screen flickered to life, and I got my first look at a human. The creature was small, soft-looking, with only 2 eyes and no visible natural weapons. It wore some sort of primitive fabric covering and sat in what appeared to be a metal box with blinking lights. The being smiled, showing blunt, flat teeth. "Holy cow!" the human exclaimed. "Are you guys for real? Jenkins, are you seeing this? They look like someone put a crocodile, a dragon, and a really angry bodybuilder in a blender." I blinked all 3 of my eyes in sequence, a gesture of confusion among my people. Was this creature mocking us? "I am Commander of Feckless of the Corinthian Empire," I began, using my most resonant vocal cords. "You stand before the assembled might of 300 Imperial warships. Your planet has been selected for incorporation into our glorious civilization. You will submit your governments for processing, dismantle your military forces, and prepare to accept Imperial law. Failure to comply will result in—" "Dude, hold on, the human interrupted, actually waving its tiny appendage at me. "Jenkins, are you recording this? This is comedy gold. Listen to this guy. He sounds like he rehearsed this in the shower." I heard another voice from off-screen, presumably this Jenkins creature. "Oh man, Rick, this is incredible. Do you think they do parties? My kid would love this for his birthday." Rick, apparently, the first human, turned back to face me. His face had contorted into an expression I did not recognize at the time. Later, I would learn to identify it with soul-crushing familiarity. He was trying not to laugh. "Okay, okay," Rick said, wiping moisture from his eyes. Sorry, I am being rude. Please continue with your terrifying Conquest speech. We're super scared, quaking in our boots." The last sentence was delivered in the most insincere tone I had ever encountered. Behind me, I heard Thrax whisper, "Sir, what is happening?" I had no answer. In decades of service across hundreds of first contacts, nothing had prepared me for this. The human called Rick was openly grinning now. "So, Commander Velcro, was it? Vanquish. Right, feckless, sorry. Listen, I'm just a cargo hauler, but I gotta tell you, this whole intimidating alien empire thing, the glowing ships, the dramatic lighting, the ominous voice, chef's kiss, my friend. Solid 8 out of 10 for presentation. You would have gotten a 9, but the anthem is a bit much. Feels like you're trying too hard, you know?" I felt my secondary jaw clench, a sign of uncontrolled response to extreme stress among my kind. "You dare mock the Corinthian Empire? We have brought 1,000 worlds to heal. We have crushed armadas that would blot out your sun. We possess weapons that can crack planets like eggs." "Eggs?" Rick slapped his control panel, causing several lights to blink. "Jenkins, he said eggs. This guy is killing me." "I'm not trying to kill you," I roared, my voice reaching frequencies that should have shattered his primitive equipment. "I am trying to conquer you." Oh man," Rick wheezed, his face turning an alarming shade of red. Okay, I need to breathe. Wow. Commander, serious question. How long did it take you guys to come up with all this material? The threatening poses, the scary voice modulation, the weapon sounds? Because honestly, it is fantastic, very professional. Do you have like a whole department dedicated to this? To Excess leaned toward me, his voice barely audible. "Commander, perhaps this specimen is defective. Should we request to speak with our leadership?" I nodded, trying to regain some measure of control. "Human Rick, I demand to speak with your planetary gutterig immediately. These matters are too important for cargo haulers." "Oh, sure, no problem," Rick said, still grinning. "Let me patch you through to Earth Defense Command. Fair warning, though, they're probably going to enjoy this even more than I am. Jenkins, transfer him to EDC Channel 7. Tell them we got a comedian in Sector 4. The screen flickered. A moment later, a new human appeared. This one wore what I assumed was a military uniform, though it looked absurdly simple compared to my ceremonial armor. The human had short, dark hair and bore several colored rectangles on his chest, possible rank insignia. "This is Admiral Patricia Kowalski, Earth Defense Command," the human said, her tone crisp and professional. Then she saw me, and her lips twitched. Oh, wow. Rick wasn't kidding. You're really committing to the bit, huh?" "This is not a bit," I bellowed. "I am Commander Reckless of the Corinthian Empire." "Yes, we picked up your broadcast," Kowalski interrupted. "The anthem was a nice touch. Very Wagner. A little derivative, but I appreciate the effort." She leaned forward, studying me with those disturbing 2 eyes creatures possess. "So, let me guess. You want us to surrender unconditionally, hand over all our resources, submit to your benevolent rule, etc., etc." Finally, a human who understood the situation. "Yes, precisely. You have 72 of your standard hours." "Yeah, no, we're going to pass on that," Kowalski said, waving her hand dismissively. "Thanks for stopping by, though. Safe travels. Don't let the airlock hit you on the way out." I stared at her. Thrax stared at her. My entire bridge crew stared at her. You are refusing?" I managed to croak out.
Refusing implies we actually considered it. This is more like declining a timeshare presentation. Look, Commander, I'm sure your whole intimidation routine works great on other species, but we humans have been threatening each other for thousands of years. We've gotten really, really good at it. Your performance is, well, it's cute, but it lacks that certain je ne sais quoi. Cute? My voice came out as a strangled hiss. We have atomized civilizations. We have brought extinction to those who defied us. Uh-huh, Kowalski said, examining her fingernails with apparent disinterest. And we invented nuclear weapons while we still used propeller aircraft. We pointed thousands of them at ourselves for decades, just to see who would blink first. Nobody did. We're kind of insane like that. Behind Kowalski, I could see other humans at various stations. Several were trying and failing to suppress laughter. One was wiping tears from his eyes. Another was making strange snorts.